Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sessions with Kat. We're back with another deck walkthrough and chit chat. So, before I get into today's video and deck, I should say, I just want to put a few things out there. The newsletter will be returning. I don't know that it'll be monthly, but it's returning. So, if you would like to sign up, there is a link in the description and you can sign up that way. Or you can shoot me an email and be like, bitch, I want in, and I'll be like, I got you. Right? Um, so yeah, those are two ways to sign up. Also, if you're on the email listing, guess what? You get the sale price because I will no longer be posting what I have for sale on Instagram. You guys will have your own link to the storefront where you can order. So I'm excited about that. So long as the link fucking works, right? But that's the plan. So you guys will have that. And then also I have an event next month during my birthday month, right? It's the 80s event in Greenville area, I'll say that. So if you're in the area and would like to attend, I'm sure there'll be signs and whatnot up, and you can find it on Facebook as well. And I'll also post the flyer on my Instagram. So I have that going on. And then, that good trip around the sun is coming up. And I'm feeling it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I am feeling it, but not in a horrible way. I think there's a lot of growth that came over the past year. Just about a year, I should say. There's a lot of growth that came with this, a lot of healing, a lot of just clarity of knowing who's part of the tribe and who I kind of need to step away from, and knowing what's weighing me down versus what isn't. And it's been a lot of that. And I've really come to know who's a true friend and who's not. So, and and really, I shouldn't say who's a true friend, and I'd be like family. I've really come to know who's my family and who isn't. So, this is gonna be something. So, listen, I will be recording my birthday video because my birthday does fall on a Friday. So that's also exciting. And I want you guys to be a part of the journey because how else are you gonna fucking get to know me unless I talk, right? So here we are. Now let's get into this fucking video because I know y'all like, bitch, shut up, get to the cards. I will do that because I know I'm tired of looking at just the damn box too. So I tried to record this video previously, so I have no idea if the cards are in order or not. If they're not, it's just because I got frustrated and just like shuffled the damn cards just because. But understand, I have not used this deck. I've just simply tried to walk through it in a video, and storage was giving me issues. So here we are. So what are we going to chat about today? Well, I got 2 affirmations for you from 2 beautifully divine goddesses in their own right, or divine feminine, however you want to look at that. So I'm just going to speak on the affirmations and we're going to talk about it because I think this day and age, we need to be about this, right? And I also want to make sure that you guys are taking some type of nutrition from my videos. So here we go. So the first one is, and let me put my spectacles on here so I can read it properly. I am in service of divine love. I move the way love asks me to move. That's a whole, oh, by the way, this is one of them boxes that I like that too. I like the magnetic ones better, but that's good. Don't give me no damn tuck box. But guess what? Because just my fucking luck, is a damn tuck box inside of a fucking, like, wasting paper. And there's not much on this box, just so you know. It's just plain. But that's the first affirmation, right? And I'm hoping I pronounced her name right. And she's saying just say it how it is. So Rabia, the queen of saintly women. And I am a firm believer that we are all saintly in our own way. This is a whole chunky book, so it's not one of your typical little white books, you know. But I like it. It's all in color too. Now the major cards that I've noticed, the picture takes up a full page. The minors do not. So you have that. But it's nice. I like it. Am I going to use it? Probably not. But that's that. So, what does that affirmation mean to you? I want you to write that down for yourself. I am in service of divine love. I move the way love asks me to move. And I apologize. These cards are mixed up. And it is what it is. That's all I would say. I think they're mixed up. Yeah, they're mixed up. Because I'll be on one. I sure enough be on one. So they are not in order, and that is okay, right? Life ain't in order right now, but here we are. Those are the backs. What does that affirmation mean for you, and how can you apply it to your life, right? How can you move in a way that you know is the most authentic, the most divine, where you can feel it, where you get those warm chills? And a lot of y'all would know what I mean by that. How can you move in that way? And I want you guys to understand, affirmations are lovely, but don't mean shit if you don't practice them. I guess that's what we're talking about today. It's actually putting affirmations into play, right? How can you put that affirmation into action, into play in your life, right? Affirmations are a good way to kind of like get the cells of the body to act right, to get your mind to act right. But seeing is believing. So if your mind sees that you are doing the very thing that you've been voicing, been speaking, guess what? It's gonna stick, right? Like duct tape, it's gonna stick to every fucking thing. And it's gonna hold. So how can you apply it? And comment below, please. Please. Because I'm curious. You don't have to go into like super duper detail if you don't want to. But if you want to, but you don't want everybody to see, you can email me, right? If you know me, I will reply. But how can you act on the affirmations that you speak into your life, right? How can you go from this is the throat chakra to here, your solar plexus, from you speaking it into existence? How can you bring it to life? How can you bring it to life? Because that's a thing, right? How can you bring abundance to life in within your world? I think most of this is based off of Rider Waite. which is cool and all. But y'all know me, I like them weird ass decks and shit. Y'all know. I ain't gotta explain shit, and it is what it is, right? But how can you do that? First, let's define really. I don't even need to define it. You have affirmations, you have mantras, uh, you have chants like chantings, and which are not necessarily mantras because you could just be chanting Om, like a tone or something like that. What those do for the body is put it into vibrational alignment with the divine. Okay, that's essentially what you're doing with whatever you speaking, right? The goal is to take it from here, because best believe it's going to be all up in there. You're going to have it in your crown. You're going to have it in your third eye. But you need to take it from your voice and actually put it into reality. Bring it to life, right? How can you do that? That's a pretty card. How can you do that for yourself? And while you guys are thinking about that or answering the question in the comments, because y'all love me and will do as I say, I'm going to give you the next affirmation. Okay. And this is from the goddess Lakshmi. Okay. The goddess of abundance. I choose to feel abundant. Feel. So it's your sacral area, right? Wealth is an inside job. So what can you do to cultivate abundance within so that you can then, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Embrace it outside of yourself as well. Here go that lovers again. I keep telling y'all, lovers is introspection, right? It's looking within. And that's a great card to work on that affirmation with, right? I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. See, now I got y'all doing some work, and y'all probably like, fuck this video. And that's cool, because you'll come back to it eventually, right? But how can we collectively act upon those words of which we speak? Everything you speaking is a form of magic. It's just spells, magic, right? Anything you that comes out of your mouth, anything that you write, all of that, magic. Right? So if you constantly downplaying yourself, you saying some little affirmations to yourself ain't gonna mean shit. And I'll show y'all the cards at the end, the ones with the affirmations on it. I just don't want to interrupt the flow that's going here. I like this Wheel of Fortune. It's like the three fates. Right? So how are we gonna continuously break ourselves? Like break ourselves. You with our mind, our lower self, right? Our ego, right? The false ego. Let's be specific here. And then try to be like, oh, but I am abundant. I feel this. It don't work because your mind out here like, bitch, you just chew this out for no goddamn reason. You think I'm gonna believe you when you say that? This is when I say we all have some type of narcissistic quality about ourselves, right? We all have this way of beating the shit out of ourselves, but then turn around making ourselves feel better. And it's a temporary fix. What I'm saying to you is that your affirmation should be a part of the permanent fix. We are no longer band-aiding our healing, right? Band-aids get old, they fall off eventually that wound needs to have a scab come over it so that new skin and whatnot can form. But if you keep putting the goddamn band-aid on it, it's gonna get infected because you ain't giving it no air, right? What you speak to yourself is part of the air, is part of healing. So how can you, and I ain't just talking about y'all, I'm talking about me too, because I gotta call myself out, right? What kind of fucking healer would it be if I didn't do that, right? Okay, that's interesting. That's very 80s. Sorry. Uh, how can we heal? How can we cultivate an environment of healing versus an environment of, um, I want to use the right word because I don't want YouTube coming after me, but, basically destroying ourselves. How can we cultivate change, both outward and inward? This is outward, right? The death card is inward. And I believe I showed the death card. Let me go back and see before I get too far away. I did. So this is outward. This is inward. Death is always inward. This one's outward. Right? How can we work inward so that our outward reflects? Because what's going on inside of you, trust and believe, in some way, shape, or form, you're gonna see that shit happening in your physical world, right? You're gonna see it happen outside of you. Now, that you don't have control over. What you do have control over is how you influence the things that are going on outside of you, right? Are you feeding the chaos? Are you feeding the bullshit? Or are you like, I'm good, I'm gonna go over here. I like being peaceful, right? Because it's a thing. It is a thing. So how can you cultivate, like, truly bring to life the things that you say to yourself? Because you can definitely bring to life some negative shit, right? Ooh, look at that sun card. Okay, I like it. Lots of energy in these cards. Lots of energy. But I really want you guys to comment. I really want to hear your side of it. How can you, in essence, kind of brew your own happiness, right? And stop waiting for somebody else to do it for you. And I said what I said, okay? Because the reality of it is, you know, you gotta save yourself. Like, yeah, it'd be nice if somebody came and, just helped us out. That's great, but what are you doing for you? Because they can only do as much as you are doing for yourself. So if you're not doing anything, guess what? It's going to feel like they're not doing anything, right? And whether that's like going to therapy or just like changing the way you do things business wise or dealing with people and whatnot, how can you cultivate joy in your life? How can you cultivate victory? And I know this is not one of my typical chit chats, but I think it's one that's necessary, mainly because we don't talk about it enough. We don't talk about how much we will criticize ourselves to the point we're in tears, and then we try to build ourselves back up, and it takes so long because we've been shattering ourselves for years, for months, for days, right? And what I would like to do or like to see collectively is that healing fully takes place. And my bad for shaking the camera, y'all. I was leaning up against the table. But like, I think we should be in a constant state of healing, not in a constant state of depletion, right? Overworked and underpaid, and we the boss. That's the crazy part. Overworked, underpaid, and we're the boss, right? How can we make our goals attainable? Using affirmation, using chants, using mantras, or even meditation. How can we make our goals attainable? I guess the bigger question is, do you even want it? Do you even want happiness? Do you even want joy? And that's a loaded fucking question, isn't it? Because a lot of times we'll tell ourselves, like, yeah, I want it. Hell yeah, I want it, right? But we be the main people fucking it up, right? The main ones, not realizing all that's around us. We can only see what's in front of us and go, this ain't enough. And Spirit ain't saying make it enough. Spirit saying ask for more, right? What can you do to bring more? Right? You don't need to cry over this part. Look behind you. You still got two. You still got it, right? Because it's like you got cups full of affirmation, and you like, let me just beat myself up. This over here is still good, but why you keep fucking up, right? And I'm not saying go on and beat yourself up. I'm saying go on and build yourself up. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you deserve to be happy. You deserve joy. You deserve peace. You deserve success. You deserve love. You deserve to leave the bullshit behind and only carry forward what you need, right? Because we ain't about carrying shit that ain't ours, right? We can only be overwhelmed for so long before we lose our shit. No? So how can you be your own knight in shining armor? How can you be your own rescuer? This is definitely a Rider Waite feel. Definitely Rider Waite. And then finding balance in what you're building, finding balance in what you're trying to bring forth into your life. It's definitely something in it. Definitely something. So long as you know healing takes time, then all will be well. All will be well. So that's what I'm going to leave y'all with. Because that's what Spirit told me to leave y'all with. How can y'all, how can we, not y'all, we, all of us, bring life to our goals, bring life to those affirmations, actually create them physically, right? Create that happy home, that happy space, that happy work environment. How can we bring all of that into play? It's definitely doable. You're going to definitely be able to come home to yourself. guess the greater question here is, do you want to? Do you want to? Now, y'all wondering if y'all done forgot, this is a modern goddess tarot. So you're not going to see any man in here. You're not going to see any, you know, the male counterparts here. You're going to see a lot of female energy. So if this your thing, this be a deck for you. I like the energy of this deck though. I don't know. I probably would use it more so for a personal deck than I would to read others, because at events, um, sometimes I'm reading male and female and I don't want to like categorize or just stick to one area, right? Because this is a lot of feminine energy. And I like my readings to be balanced of both male and both masculine and feminine energy. So I don't know that I would necessarily use this deck for to do readings on others, but I would definitely use it for myself. That's for sure. So I'm going to show you the cards for the affirmations. We're going to do the little zoomies. The little zoomies. And you can pause so you can like screenshot it or whatever you need to do, or write down the words there. And then there's Lakshmi. So with that being said, I hope you guys are being kind to yourself, that you're taking care of yourself, you're staying hydrated, you're eating well, you're feeling well. You not let anybody steal your joy, that you're speaking life into your goals, into your dreams, into what you would like to manifest within, you know, a attainable time, something like, 30 to 90 days. And I hope you all are doing good mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And if you're not, reach out. Okay? It's okay to reach out. Now, I ain't gonna guarantee that every time you reach out to me, it's gonna be a free pep talk, but I don't mind giving one where it's needed, right? So please be kind to yourself. Please take care of yourself. And I wish you all the brightest of blessings. Bye.